Hello everyone, and welcome to this session where we're going to see how to do more with quality-focused output from AI. I'm Elisa with the LearnWorlds team, and in today's session, we're going to dive into how to use the AI integrated tool with LearnWorlds and harness the power of artificial intelligence. So while we wait for everyone to sign in, feel free to use the chat section and introduce yourselves. Let us know where you're joining in from, just so that we have an idea of that. And of course, I see that some people are still signing in, so let's give them some time to do that. Now, while we're waiting, besides the simple chat that you can see, there's also a live Q&A supported by our experienced support team. So if you have any questions during this session, feel free to shoot them over there so that our support agents can answer that for you. And now you're also going to see a short intro poll in your screen, so feel free to answer that question, just that we get to know you a little bit better. So yeah, let's give it some time to do that. And just a bit more, answer that. And I think we're ready to start, so let me switch my screen and start actually sharing my screen. All right, so hopefully you can see my screen right now. And just before we start, a few things about LearnWorlds, and you can see our main page in front of you as well. So if you're new to LearnWorlds, just know that LearnWorlds has been around since 2014, and we serve some of the best course creators, training organizations and departments, coaches, consultants, and many, many more. LearnWorlds is a all-in-one solution. It has all the features you need to create, promote, sell, and deliver courses and other digital online products. You can start monetizing your experience and skills without knowing a single line of code, while providing the best learning experience for your learners. The LearnWorlds clients admire just that, the platform's ease of use and intuitive navigation, and the more you use it, the more you're gonna see for yourself. So while you're here, I do suggest that you click right here and get your own trial while I'm doing the session, just so that you can experience whatever I'm going to be showing from the inside on your own. So just a few simple steps, follow this through, and you're going to have your own free trial that's going to last you for 30 days. And again, it's absolutely free. Now, let me also show you our academy. It's this one right here. And if you wish to explore more LearnWorlds features and possibilities with video content courses, you can visit this site right here, academy.learnworlds.com. And our academy is packed with self-paced, free guided courses and some of the most popular features that we offer, core detailed courses that will guide you through the creation process, especially in the beginning, and training on new feature releases that will help you boost your success and confidence and skyrocket your business. So besides our academy with video courses right here, you can also take a look at our knowledge base center. Right here, you'll find more detailed resources, and you can get any product-related questions answered with more than 600 articles created by our support team. Our Knowledge Base Center right here is structured based on various topics, as you can see, and it allows you to also easily search for whatever you're looking for and get self-serve training articles. All right, so I think it's time to start with the main presentation. So let me also change my screen to this right here. And before we dive in, let's take a look at the AI-powered tools that we are going to use in the session, which are all integrated in LearnWorlds, and we're going to see them. All right, so the first thing is the course planner. So the integrated AI tool allows you to create the course from scratch, following some guidance from you, and we're going to see that later on. So you can type in the topic of your course, you can instruct the layout of what you want to include, and so on. Then we have the ebook writer. Creating an ebook has never been faster and easier. So you could either create it from scratch using AI, or just have a combination of your own content and AI as well. AI is also integrated in our assessment builder. So you're going to be able to create assessments, exams with the help of AI. And creating a questionnaire has never been easier and faster, and you're going to see that as well. The feedback generator. So sometimes after the learners have responded to an exam, to a self-assessment, then most times some feedback is expected from your end, right? Obviously, you can manually type that feedback in, or again, you can use the AI tool to help you generate that, or just enrich your feedback. Then we have the email creator. So the system sends automatic emails upon certain triggers. For instance, when someone enrolls into the course, right? So right there, you get to structure that email, again, either manually or using the AI tool to help you do just that. And finally, we have the content editor, where you can enrich and elevate your content quality with the AI text. So without waiting any further, let me jump straight into the into the academy that we're going to use. And what we're going to do is create a course from scratch, all the way from the beginning till the end, using all the various authoring tools that we just saw, and taking full advantage of the AI assistant we have built into the platform. And you'll see just how easy it is if you have a specific topic in mind, and of course, even with no prior knowledge, to get from zero into a full course within the span of a single webinar session like this one. So let's wait no further, and I'm gonna go straight away and click on Create a Course. Right here, you wanna add in the title of your course. I have it already in a little note, so let me paste it. All right, so let me paste it right here. So I'm gonna name this Skyrocket Your Personal Productivity, right? Let's click on Next. Right here, you can change your URL. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Now, right here, you select the access of your course. Let's keep this to a free course. We want this course to serve perhaps as a lead magnet, so I'm gonna keep it to free. Go over to the next. Right here, you can add more details on the course. We can always do that later as well. And this is the final screen we're seeing right here into the course creation wizard. So a few options over here. Obviously, I can design my course layout, the sections, instructions manually from here. Either designing the page, the landing page of the course, or its structure, or, and this is what we're gonna follow through, we can build the content using the integrated AI tool. So let's click right here. And this is the screen we're seeing. So the first thing we want to do is add the title of the course, right? You can see that it automatically fills this in. So Skyrocket Your Personal Productivity. Right after that, I can select what type of activities I want included. Do I want videos and multimedia, assessments, exams and forms, live sessions, or certificates? For this course, let's stick to something simple, eBooks, maybe not exams, but let's add in a certificate. I just want to keep it simple. Next up, we have to set the number of sections, right? Think of sections kind of like chapters, units, right? So just a way for you to group your activities. So how many of those shall we add? I'm going to add 5 over here. So 5 sections. Next up is the number of activities per section. How many do I want? I'm going to go for 4. If I want to, I can include a specific key topic in my content, and I do want to do that. Again, let me paste it from my notes. All right, let me paste this right here. So I want this to be included in the content that the AI is going to generate. The value of personal productivity. Now, we have more options right here. I can create this activity based on resources that I already have. So if I have a specific text, a paragraph in mind, I can use an external URL or even a learning activity that I already have. Let's skip this for now. You'll see right here, I can set a specific instructional approach. And let's go for problem-based learning. You can specify the course's level, so the difficulty. Let's keep this simple. I'm going to keep it to introductory right now. More options you can see right here. You can describe the course's audience if you want to. Set the tone of voice. Let's do that. That's always interesting. And you see quite a few options. I'm going to keep it to inspirational. And I think we're ready to generate. So let's do just that. Click on generate. Give it some time to load and generate all of that content. Once it's ready, this is what we're going to see. So let's take a look. So here is our course. We got 1 section, 2, 3, 4, 5, like we asked. You can see that each section indeed includes 4 learning activities. We opted for eBooks. That's what we're seeing. And a certificate as well. And we have that towards the end. We also mentioned that a key topic would be the value of personal productivity. So let's see if that was included anywhere. And indeed, you can see that it's right into the first activity, understanding the value of personal productivity. Now over here, of course, you have a few more options. You can either leave this as it is and include it, add it into the course, insert it from here. You'll see that you can regenerate the whole thing. You can improve it. So if I click on improve, that's going to take me back here if I want to make any changes. And let me see, you can also suggest a new section. Besides that, you can also go over here and you'll see that you have more options per activity or per section. So for the sections, you can propose a new one, you can rephrase it, you can add more activities or reduce the activities. And for the activities themselves right here, you'll see that you can suggest an alternative activity or even rephrase an activity. Now, besides that, you can see that you can even change the activity type from here, even though we opted for eBooks and certifications. If you change your mind, you can also change that from here. So let's have this rephrase this activity and see what it's going to do. And there you go, it did just that. Now, besides these changes, you can of course always just click straight into the activity, and in case you want to rename it or have a specific title, you can do that as well. And I'm going to do that over here. So let me again go back over to my notes. All right, so let me delete this and add in my text. So 5 common misconceptions about personal management. So I want this to be included. There you go. I also want to talk about identifying and prioritizing goals. So I'm going to add that right here. Let me go back into my notes and paste it. All right, pasting this right here, identifying and prioritizing goals. And I also want to make some more changes into what AI suggested and talk about embracing time management strategies. So let me paste that over here as well. Again, going over to my notes. Paste it over here, and here you go. All right, so again, let's remember that the AI assistant is merely here to suggest, right? It just suggests a structure, but as you can see, you can always go and touch it up and make it your own. You can add more sections, reorder them, more activities, have it regenerate, and so on. So once you're pleased with what you're seeing, you can simply click on insert, and that's going to add it into your content. So let me do just that, and here you go. So what you will notice is that as soon as I do that, what it's going to do is that it's going to build the entire outline of the course, and it's going to add it. It's going to add the output of the AI tool straight into the LearnWorlds platform over at your course's contents. So here it is. We have 5 sections with 4 activities each. So roughly 20 sections, 20 activities that the AI tool has outlined for us. Now, you will also notice that the activities are in draft mode, again, just so that it's not published right away, so that you get time to go in and actually start filling in the activities with data. Now, you'll see that even though the AI did insert the output into your course content right here, that doesn't mean that we cannot still touch up on that, right? We can still do that. So you can still add in more activities. Over here, you can rephrase a section, suggest more. So all of that is still available. And here too, you can create more sections, right? It's not just one and done. You can go back, you can touch it up, and again, make it your own and edit it more. So let's start with the first activity, and we're gonna click, go over with the ebook over here and click on edit ebook. All right, so not only use the AI tool to create the layout, but also use it to build the ebooks, to build the activities. So a few options over here. Into the ebook, you can add a new section manually. You can import, if you have a ready-made ebook in a Word file, you can do that as well. And of course, you can use it. You can do it with the help of AI. So let's click right here, and you'll see that right away we have a huge library of options and things to add right here. Now, these are essentially a simplified version of the prompts you would otherwise need to type into any AI tool to get the output, right? But we have really simplified this, so you'll see that you do not need to have prompt engineering knowledge to create a result with AI. So we have just created these options over here for you, and they're ready so that you can just simply click on them and you can generate them. So let's go with a simple text. And we have a window right here, which is familiar with the window we saw earlier when we were creating the course. So the text is going to be about understanding the value of personal productivity. We are going to create a chapter. The role of the text, it could be an intro, outro, or just a full chapter. Let's go for an intro. Again, we'll see that later on where you can create the text based on resources you already have, or create a list of study resources. You can describe the text audience and set the tone of voice. So let's do this one and just keep it inspirational as earlier. There you go. And let's click on generate. Give it some time to do that. Now, keep in mind that the information that it's going to come up with is not something that already exists. The AI tool actually puts these together. It makes the links as you're actually entering and clicking on the generate button. So sometimes it may take a little while for it to do that. Right, so here is what we have. So our first ebook, it's a chapter, Understanding the Value of Personal Productivity. It's an introductory chapter. Again, you can go through this, you can read this. We got embracing the power within. The time we have is limited. The importance of setting goals, the magic of prioritization, overcoming procrastinations, and some more information over here. Now, again, if you're pleased with this result, although we always suggest that you proofread this, you read this through, you can insert this. Again, you can regenerate this. You can go back right here and improve it, make changes, expand, and even shorten. And you can also ask it to improve the results from here as well. So I think this is okay for now. I'm going to click on insert. And here it is. So right away, the output, the outcome from the AI tool is once again imported straight into your platform, straight into the ebook builder that we have right here. Now, all of this isn't, even if it's AI generated, again, it's still fully customizable. So for instance, let me change the title over here. Instead of chapter 2, I wanted to say Understanding the Value of Personal Productivity. If there's something that you feel that perhaps is irrelevant, maybe, I don't know, you don't like this, just click right there. You can simply delete it. Let me delete this one as well. I don't want to have this, or maybe this one too. There you go. So it's still customizable. All right, so right here we have some information about understanding the value of personal productivity. But what if I want to deliver similar information, but maybe in a different light? Maybe I want to use a metaphor. Can I do that? Yes, we can. So let's add this into the bottom. So for those of you who are not familiar with the UI right here, there's a few shortcuts that you can use to add more text. So for me, I'm going to click on the slash option right here, and I'm going to start writing creative. And I want to add, I want to ask the tool to describe this topic creatively. So that's what I'm going to do. Click right here, and it's going to open up the familiar window that we've seen. So this is going to provide a creative description for the value of personal productivity. So again, let me paste that in from my notes just to save up some time. So right here. And now the interesting thing, we're going to have to set the creative style. So there's a few options over here, and let's go for a metaphor. So metaphorical. You can set the description depth, concise, balanced, or comprehensive. Let's keep it short and concise. So click on generate. Again, give it some time to do its own thing into the background. And there it is. So here is our creative version of this information. So this is a metaphorical one. So a metaphor. So let's read through this. The value of personal productivity can be likened to a well-tuned orchestra. So you see that it is a metaphor, is using the orchestra to actually talk about the value of personal productivity, where each instrument plays its part harmoniously to create a beautiful symphony. Right? So just a completely different take, a different light on what is a similar information, right? So read through this again carefully, make sure that you're okay with whatever the tool produced. And same options over here. If you want to make changes, I'm going to click on insert. And let's take a look. It should have inserted it right down here. Now, before we add the title, so what we did right here is essentially just an instructional move. So we generated a simple version of a text, and then we went on and created something unexpected, just a metaphor, something the learners wouldn't expect. And it makes it more fun and more interesting for them as well. Right, so now let's add in a title, and we can do that from here again. So if I click on Control and Enter, you'll see that it's going to add a new text widget for me. I can click on slash and let's add in a title. So H1, this one. And let me go over to my notes and just paste the title again. All right, so I'm going to delete this text right here and paste my text. So I'm going to name this the value of personal productivity, the orchestra approach. Now, a few things on the UI. So if you're right here and you click on the slash key, then you'll see that you have a few options. You could add headings or text, but besides that, you can also select to turn this text into something different. So let's, for instance, turn this into H2, just make this title a little smaller. And there you go. It's going to do just that. And this is better. It kind of fits the rest of the ebook actually. So this concludes our first ebook. It's ready. We have the initial information, the simple text of understanding the value of personal productivity. And then we took a different instructional approach and added a metaphor just to make it a little bit more interesting and enriched for the learners. So let's move on and edit out the second ebook. So from here, and first of all, let me just make sure I'm saving this. So I'm clicking over there. Go over to your ebooks right here and you'll find the list of all the ebooks into the course. So let's go over to the next one, the 5 misconceptions about personal management. So again, same options over here. You can either do it manually, create the ebook manually, import a Word file if you have one, or start with AI. We're going to go for this option again. And we want to write 5 misconceptions. So where is that? Can we find that over here? So if you scroll a little bit down more, you'll find it right here. So write misconceptions. Again, we have this familiar window. Okay, so we want to create common misconceptions on personal management. So let me just delete this first part, which is automatically added over there. Define the number of misconceptions. We want 5. Set the level of the details. Let's make it extensive and click to generate it. Be patient with the process. Sometimes according to the prompt and what is asked, it can be faster or a tad slower. So give it some time to do that. All right, and it's ready. And let's take a look. So common misconceptions about personal management. The first one is that personal management is only for CEOs and executives. The second one is that personal management is just about time management. Personal management is rigid and inflexible. Personal management is a one-size-fits-all approach, and personal management is a one-time effort. So these are the 5 misconceptions. As always, you can go through this, you can make alterations, and once you're ready, click on Insert. And the tool is going to add it straight into your ebook. So here it is. Here's our title, and here's the information. Now I do want to change this and make this look like a title a bit more. So we saw that earlier. I'm going to click on the slash icon, and then just with my arrow down, go over to turn to. Let me just find that. Did I pass it? I think I passed it. No, I didn't. It's all the way down. There it is. So turn into, and I'm going to go for header 1 because it's the main title right here. Common misconceptions about personal management. And there you have all 5 of them. Now let me also just alter the title itself a little bit. And instead of that, I wanted to say 5 common misconceptions perhaps on personal productivity or personal management, whatever you want the information to be. So let me click on save right here. Okay, so what we have right here is the list of the 5 misconceptions. So let's say that your learners went through this information, they consumed it, they read through this. Now, I want to add a journal. So I want to add journal questions to see just how well they actually comprehended and consumed this information. So how can we do that? Again, go down here, click on the slash. Let's add an emphasis element over here just to make this stand out a bit more. I'm going to delete this text and instead write a journal prompt. There it is. All right, so we have the AI tool now opened up in front of us. So create a set of journal prompts for personal management, personal productivity, whatever you want it to be. Let's make it about personal management over here. There you go. I want to add 5 prompts. This is going to be a reflection journal, but you'll see that you have more options over here. Let's keep it to reflection. And level of difficulty, you can decide over here. I think let's not add that at all, and let's click on generate. All right, so here is the journal questions. Think about a recent task or project you completed. Reflect on the personal management skills you utilized to successfully complete it. Consider a time when you felt overwhelmed with your responsibilities. Reflect on a situation where you had to make a difficult decision related to personal management. Think about a goal you set for yourself. Consider a time when you faced a setback or a feature. So you see that these are actual real questions for them to reflect upon all the information that they went through. So let me insert it once more, and it's right under here. So it's added. Let me also add a title, reflection time, just to name this, give it a name. And again, you could just turn this into a title, which I'm gonna do just now. There you go. So I think it's going to be header 2. I like this. And here it is. Let me make sure I'm saving this. So a little recap of what we've done so far. So we've used the AI tool to create the outline of the course, and then we went in and just made a few changes on the activities. Then we went in and started actually building those activities. So we built up the first ebook, we added some text, and then we added a different instructional approach. We added a metaphor. On the second ebook, we added 5 common misconceptions about our topic. It generated that. And then we also added a journal. So we added journal questions so that our learners can think through all the information they just consumed. So let's move over to the next activity. So the next ebook is identifying and prioritizing goals. Same option over here. We're going to go with start with AI. So we're going to go ahead and add some more text. So write a text right here. The topic over here is identifying and prioritizing goals. We're going to go for a chapter. And this time we're going to create it based on resources. So let's go for a URL. Let me paste that over from my notes. All right, so we want to generate some text based on this URL, based on this site. Let me click on generate. Now, a lot of content creators already have blogs or sites and just content out there, right? So obviously this is a great option for you to use that, to include that into your creation process. So this is exactly when this step right here comes in hand. So another way of building content is based on an external resource like the webpage we use over here. Now, also keep in mind that if this is in your site, you always need to be aware of copywriting over here, right? And always just proofread whatever the tool produced for you, even if it is based on your own material. So you'll see that it generated the text based on the site and the URL that I gave. Now, if you had read the article, you'd see that it is very closely aligned to that. So a chapter identifying and prioritizing goals, what prioritizing goals mean in practice, and so on. So again, if you're using somebody else's work, make sure to either make tweaks and change it up, or just you reference and give them credit. So if we're happy, we're going to go over to the bottom and click on insert and add this into the ebook. Again, you can go in and just make any tweaks and changes as you would want them to look like. Now, as a creator, you know that sometimes just having a huge block of text isn't really attractive to the learner. So you can also add different types of things into the ebook. So something that you could add could be an image. So go right here, click on the slash icon and just write image, and there you go. Now you have an image holder over here. You can add in an image and further enrich this ebook. You can go further down, maybe add more images, more things. Again, we added this earlier, but if you want to, you could just add an emphasis block and just have something stand out. There you go. Just again, change in the text to what you want it to say. So once you're ready, click on save. And this was this chapter based on the resources we already had. Now let's go over to the next activity, embracing time management strategies. Click on Start with AI. So for this activity, this is essentially the last one of the section on the course. So we really want this to wrap up what we've created so far. So how can we do that in an interesting way for the learner? So again, quite a few options over here, and this time we're going to do this via a Socratic dialogue. So what is a Socratic dialogue? It's essentially a conversation between two people, so you can convey that information in the form of a conversation. So right here you can decide whether this is going to be a positive or negative exploration of our topic. Let's keep it to positive. Let's click on Generate. And in a moment, you'll start to seeing the text and the dialogue that the AI tool is going to create. All right, so again, on this ebook, we're exploring the topic of embracing time management strategies, and what a better way to do this via a dialogue. So you'll see that the tool did exactly that right here. We got the Socratic dialogue, and we got two people, so person A and person B, discussing about this. So let's read this through a little bit and just get the idea of what is going on here. So, hello, my friend. How have you been lately? Hi there. I've been quite busy, but feeling a bit overwhelmed with all the tasks I need to do. It seems like there's just not enough time in the day. The other person says, I can relate to that feeling. However, have you ever considered embracing time management strategies to help you prioritize and complete your tasks more efficiently? The other person says, well, I've heard about time management techniques, but I'm not sure if they're really worth investing my time in. Will it actually make a significant difference? So you'll see that it's essentially kind of like a little story and an interaction between two people rather than just a simple block of text where the learner may end up losing interest in, right? So just a completely different approach into conveying the information. Let's scroll through this, see just how it ends up. So it says, thank you so much for your guidance and encouragement. I am feeling motivated and excited to embark on this journey towards better time management. So again, you can always just regenerate, do your changes, make sure you read through this. It's exactly what you wanted to see. And for instance, right here towards the end, you can see that the person B says, I am starting to see the value in embracing time management strategies. So this is going to help your learners reflect and relate to the text right here, because it's actual people like them talking about the topic. So let's insert this into our ebook. Again, as always, you can make the changes, the tweaks over here. So let me just delete this first part. Maybe you want this to be a header instead. You can also change that from here instead of doing it straight from in there. So let's save this. And now let's go ahead and click on the preview button. Now this is going to load the course player. This is where the learning happens. This is where the learners view all the activities that you've added. And you can see in like 20-30 minutes that so far we've created the course, but not only that, not only just the structure, but there's actual data in it, there's actual value. So you'll see that we have created what is 1 chapter and 4 ebooks ready for the users to explore. So we got section 1 and the first ebook, Understanding the Value of Personal Productivity. The next one is 5 common misconceptions about it with the reflection journal. Then we got identifying and prioritizing goals. Right here, we didn't add the picture, but you can always go back and just add in the picture of your choice. The emphasis, a little box that we added. And the final one was the Socratic dialogue, embracing time management strategies. You can navigate in the activities either simply by clicking on it, like you saw over here, or you can even use these arrows at the top. So our first section includes only ebooks. Is there anything missing here? I think it is. Perhaps a knowledge check would come in use over here. So let's go ahead and do that and just add an exam. So going back over here, and I saved it. So let me just go back. All right, so in this next step, we're gonna put together an exam. Now, typically, and for most people, just creating an exam or a quiz, an assessment, it's a time-consuming process, right? Not only do you have to come up with the questions, the difficulty, but you also actually have to go ahead and create it, right? Now, what the system can allow you to do that is that it can take under consideration any activity and create the exam, the assessment based on that. So the questions are not going to be just any random questions on the topic, but they're going to be based on the existing information that you provided for the learner, as you would do it on your own if you were to do it manually. And typically, in order for you to do that, it would entail that you'd have to dive into the knowledge yourself, because sometimes you may have created this, or you may know this information, but obviously you don't know exactly what was mentioned in the ebooks that you perhaps created 5 months ago or whenever it was, right? So you would have to dive into the information yourself, see exactly what you're saying over there, and then create the examination, the assessment accordingly. So as you can imagine, great time saver over here with the integration of the AI tool. So the AI not only can be used to create the outline of the course, to create the ebooks and the actual data, but also for assessments and exams. So let's go ahead and click on Add Activity and go over to Exams, and let's go for the first one, blank exam. Let's name this Personal Productivity Exam. Again, let me paste this and click on Save and Edit. Now, normally, if you were to be familiar with our platform, this is the assessment builder. You'd have to go in here and manually add in your questions from there. But obviously, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it with AI. So to do that, you're going to have to go at the far top right here where you see these little stars and click to create questions. We have this lovely windows for the questions in front of us. So create a question for personal productivity exam. Perfect. You can start to select from the type of questions that we have in LearnWorlds, where it's multiple choice, true or false, drop downs, multiple answers, ordering, open-ended, file assignment, matching, and fill in the blanks. So let's say we want to go for 3 multiple choice questions with 3 answers available for each. We can also do some true or false, just add that in there. So far, we're asking the AI tool to create an exam with multiple choice, 3 multiple choice, and 2 true or false questions. Now, if I scroll down further, I can choose the level of difficulty. Now, this was an introductory course. This was built as a lead generation, so let's keep it easy for now. Then I'll give it a tone again. Let's again keep it to inspirational, just to keep the same tone across the course. Now you'll see that I can set a type based on Bloom's taxonomy. I can add key terms as well, like we saw earlier. But what I want to do is this, define in detail the context of the questionnaire. So I'm going to go over here. And essentially, I'm instructing the AI tool to create the questions based on an existing learning activity. So you'll see that I can choose the course. I have quite a few in here. And here is mine. And then you're going to have to select the actual activity you want the questions to be based off of. So in this case, it's going to be understanding the value of personal productivity. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Generate. So now what the AI tool is doing is that it's working to generate the multiple choice and true or false questions based on the ebook, based on the activity that we selected. So here are the results. What is the importance of setting goals? So this is a multiple choice question, and we requested for 3 multiple choice questions with 3 answers each. It lets you know which one the right answer is of these 3. And then we also added, we requested for 2 true or false questions. So is personal productivity a destination or a journey? So this is a true or false question. It's true, and that's the correct one. You'll see that there's also feedback for you. So when the answer is correct, it's going to be yes, that is correct. The correct answer is false. Personal productivity is not a destination, but rather a lifelong journey, and so on. Next question, true or false, discipline is essential for transforming dreams into reality. So again, true or false. So a little recap. Now, instead of having to create the exam on your own, spending the time to dive into the information and then create the questions based off of that, decide on the difficulty, the AI tool can do all of that for you. And not only does it come up exactly with the type of questions that you requested based off a specific activity, but it also goes the extra mile and it generates feedback for you based on the user's answers. So the feedback is going to be shown on your learner. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that. And it's right here. You can see all the questions. And now I have my questions already built with feedback. How long did that take me? A couple of minutes? Just think about how long that would take you without the AI tool. The next thing we're going to do here is add in another section. So you can do that from the top, click on add section, and again, go over into the AI tool. Utilize the option over here, create questions. So this quiz this time is going to be on the 5 misconceptions. So let me change the title and copy it from my notes. So pasting it over here. So let's utilize the same kind of frame that we used earlier. This is already pre-filled for us. The only difference this time is the actual activity. So instead of understanding the value of personal productivity, we want 5 common misconceptions. So let's generate this. So over here, it's doing the same thing. It's going to create multiple choice and true or false questions based off the other activity this time, 5 misconceptions about time management. So give it some time to do that. Here it is. The first question is personal management only for CEOs and executives. So you got 3 options, multiple choice options. Here's the right answer. And again, here is feedback. So same philosophy as earlier. Here's all of our questions. Again, you can go through it or you can regenerate this. I'm going to go ahead and insert it. But of course, you can also always go back and just change up the questions as well, right? You don't have to just take it as the tool gives it to you. You can always just edit them and make them your own. Okay, so I'm going to do one more of these just before I show you how the users are seeing this. So let's go ahead and add another section and go back up here and click on create questions. So this is going to be about identifying and prioritizing goals. So again, let me go over to my notes and paste that. Pasting it in here. So, okay, we're going to leave all of these the same and again, changing the actual activity that it's going to be based off of, and it's this one right here, and generate. Now, it's always good to remember that this information doesn't exist somewhere, right? The AI tool actually is building that, is making all of these links as soon as you click to submit your prompt to generate in our case. So here's our result. What are the 3 key characteristics of prioritizing goals? Which aspect of prioritizing goals is often connected to long-term objectives, and so on, all of the questions that you ask. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this as well. Make sure to save, always make sure to save. There you go. And now I want to do one last setting. Just check something about navigation into my settings. Go over here and over to navigation, and right here, click on auto navigate, just so that the users can navigate right over to the next question as soon as they answer the one they have in front of them. So just to make it faster for them. So let me save and close this. And there you go. And we're gonna go ahead now and preview. So yes, save and preview. So again, we're gonna be taken to the course player that we saw earlier. And this time we have our exam. So yes, I'm ready to start. This is the starting screen. This is also customizable, right, from the builder over here. So click on ready to start. Now I'm gonna go ahead and randomly just answer these questions, just so that we don't waste our time here. So hopefully I'm gonna get a pass. Let's see what's gonna happen towards the end. Again, I'm just randomly answering these questions. So let's take a bet. I think I'm gonna pass. I have a good feeling. So this is the last question. It is asking me if I'm ready to submit my assessment. I am. So I'm gonna click on yes. Oops, looks like I failed. So this is the ending screen, and it lets me know about my score, my points, the time spent, my attempts. I can retake or take a look at the feedback report. So let's do that. So you can see now that as a student, I can go back and look at what I got wrong. Why did I miss? Why did I fail? So what is the importance of setting goals? This is what I opted for, obviously, just randomly, but it lets me know which one the correct answer is. And then here is the feedback, right, that the AI generated for us. And it does the same for each and every one of these questions. Even if you got it right in this case, yes, I got the correct answer. So yes, it just gives me the feedback for that. And this is the feedback report. What a great tool, right? So just in the matter of 20-30 minutes, we have created not only a course, also enriched the ebook content, added exams. Just imagine how long exam creations would take. Not only that, but and right here we added closed-ended questions, right, like true or false and multiple choice, and the system automatically corrected them for us, and of course gave feedback as well. But let's say that maybe you want to add open-ended questions, not only just closed-ended questions, right? So let me close this off. So let me go back into the authoring dashboard over here. And now we're going to add another assessment. Let's do that for the second section, but this time it's not going to be an exam, but it's going to be a self-assessment, an open-ended self-assessment. Click on the blank assessment, give it a name. So again, let me copy something from my notes just so that I don't have to type that in every time. So maybe that could be a self-assessment on boosting productivity. Since this is my section over here, I have a lot of typography, click on save and edit over here. So we're over on the assessment builder once again. We could either do it manually from here, but of course we're going to use the AI tool. So clicking on, instead of going for questions over here, at this time we're going to go for create open-ended. We don't want to create a closed-ended question this time, but rather an open-ended question. So questions for boosting productivity. So let me just delete this right here. Let's say I want one question. Let me also specify the tone over here again, just to have it same as the other ones. Same options over here. You can specify the level, have Bloom's taxonomy, refer to something specific. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on generate. And here it is. So how do you define productivity and what does it mean to you? So this is an open-ended questions. There isn't ready-made answers for them to click on or true or false. So they just have to go in and type in their answer. So once more, you can regenerate or you can insert this. Let me do that. And here it is. So it looks something like this. I can click on it. I can edit this as well and say that I want the height over here to be a little bit greater. There you go. It's ready. Let me click on save and we're going to preview. So go over here. Let's click on ready to start to answer this. So how do you define productivity and what does it mean to you? Now I could either pretend to be a user and start typing that in, but let's do something a bit more fun. And this time, let me close this off. Let's utilize another AI tool just to do just that. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the AI tool to act as a learner and actually answer this question for us. It's kind of an AI inception, isn't it? So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say act as a learner and answer, and I'm pasting this. How do you define productivity and what does it mean to you? So let's feed this into the tool. And there you go. You'll see that it's going to come up with the answer. Productivity can be defined as a measure of how efficient and effectively one can accomplish tasks, achieve goals, and so on. So this is perfect answer. I think I'm just going to copy that. Now, obviously, we're just doing this for the sake of time. Don't be cheating like I am right now. So either keep it to plain text or HTML. It's up to you. I think I'm going to go for plain text and click on submit. And there you go. So obviously we're doing this as an admin right now, right? We're previewing as an admin. So it just lets us know right here. It just kind of reminds us. So here is the question. And now let's go back. So from the admin dashboard, what we're going to do next is jump back and head over to the review center, because we want to see the user's answer and provide feedback. So the review center is right under the report center over here. And now keep in mind that right here, we submitted this answer as an admin, right? So just because we did that, it's automatically under the reviewed and graded. But obviously, if an actual learner had submitted the answer, it would be under ungraded so that you, the admin, could grade it. So I'm going to go over here as the one at the far top. Here is the course, as you can see, the title, a questionnaire that supposedly the learner answered. So I can click on review self-assessment and review that. So right here, I got an extensive report of what happened. So we got the assessment, who the respondent, when, the attempts and all of that, the question, and of course, the important thing is the user's answer. Now, typically I would have to go in, when it comes to open-ended questions, I would have to go in and just go right here and manually start typing in, adding in my feedback, whether or not they answered correctly or whatever you want to note down and comment on their answer. But obviously we are not going to do that manually, and we are here just to make things easier and faster. And you guessed it right, we're going to use the AI tool again for the feedback. Click on generate feedback. So it says your question was, how do you define productivity and what does it mean to you? And this is what the student answered, right? Because obviously the feedback must be based off of the student's answer, right? So here's the student's answer. You can define the feedback type, generic, strengths and weaknesses. Let's do positive reinforcement. Make sure you add in key points if you want to. Define the length or the level of strictness. You can also set the tone of voice like we've done so far. So again, let's keep it to inspirational. And let's go ahead and generate and see what it's going to come up with. So here we have our feedback, again, based on the user's answer. So great job. Your definition of productivity is clear and comprehensive, and so on. And see right here where it makes a reference of the user's answer. I appreciate the emphasis you place on finding a balance between achieving outcomes and utilizing your time, energy, and resources. So not only does it generate a generic feedback, but it's a feedback actually based on the learner's answer, which is exactly what we want. So a little recap about the AI inception that we had over here. So we created the open-ended self-assessment with the AI tool, right? We fed in the question. We fed in that we wanted an open-ended question. It came up with a question. Then we previewed, we answered that question, again, with the help of AI. And then we went over to the review center to add in a feedback for the user, and the feedback is, again, AI generated based on the learner's answer on your question. So obviously a few more options over here for you to change that. I'm going to click on insert and it's right here. But obviously, since it's right here, you can always go back and just further edit this out. Now, not only can you generate feedback for this specific answer, but if your assessment had more than one questions, there's also an overall feedback as well for the whole assessment if you want to do that. So you can click on update and that's it. Now the user is going to be notified that there's a feedback and they're going to see what you commented on, you or the AI tool. Now, a little side note over here. Obviously, in our example, we only added one open-ended questions just for the sake of time. But in an actual environment, in a learning environment, a lot of times assessments have a lot of open-ended questions. So let's say that you have to provide feedback for 100 users or 200 questions. As you can imagine, this is definitely and rapidly going to help with the process, right? It's just going to add the feedback in a matter of a minute or seconds for you, where instead of that, you would have to go in, carefully read all the users' answers, and then go in and manually give feedback on that. Not only that, but the response is also very detailed and precise, and the most important thing, it is based off of the learner's response. The feedback is based off of the learner's response. All right, so now let's switch our narrative a little bit. So far we've created the course, we've filled in the activities, the ebooks, the assessments. Let's take a look at something else where AI can be applied as well, and that is the notification emails. So if you go over in your Academy under settings, you'll find notification emails right here. If you go over to where is course emails, you'll find these options. So these are essentially automatic emails that are going to go out to your users based on specific triggers and events. For instance, if somebody enrolls into a free course, which is our case, right? We created the free course, the free lead magnet course. So this is the email that the user is going to get as soon as they enroll in it, if you have it activated from here. So obviously you can go in and just manually change your email to whatever you want it to be, but of course you can always use AI for that as well. So all you need to do is just go over here and click on generate notification email. Now, before I do that, as you can see, we already have a sample text over here, right? We can have the school's logo, dear, that's going to be a variable according to the user's name. Welcome to this course. Click on start now to go over to the course and so on. So already there is a nice little template, but obviously we want to make this a little bit more interesting, right? So go over here and click on generate notification email. So let's go over here and let's go over to set the tone of voice. And for this, we want to make this friendly. It wouldn't make sense to keep this inspirational, but I'm gonna keep it to a friendly tone of voice and press generate. Give it a moment to come up with the text. So let's read through it. It's ready. Dear, that is going to be replaced with the user's name. Welcome to our learning platform. We are thrilled to have you enrolled in our free course. That's going to be followed by the course's name. To get started, simply click on the following link. So you can see it follows the structure of what we saw earlier over here, but it's just a little bit more enriched and more cared for, let's say, that you can tell that somebody put time into it. We are confident that this course will provide you the valuable knowledge and skills. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or need any assistance along the way. Happy learning, best regards, and then it's going to be the signature on your email. So again, you can insert, regenerate, improve, or expand and shorten. So same options. I'm going to click on insert right here, and there you go. So from here, you can make your changes. Now I'm going to remove the previous option over here. So just going to delete that, and there you have it. And of course, you can make even more changes over here as well. Make sure you press save, and this short email is now set up. This is also available in our automations tools, and will also be available in our mass emails feature that is coming up. Okay, now let me go back into my presentation and do a little recap, right? So we used AI for the course planner to figure out the layout for our course. We used it to build up our ebooks, right, as an ebook writer. Then we had the help of the AI tool to create the assessments, whether that was a closed-ended question or an open-ended question. Then AI helped us provide feedback into the user's open-ended questions. Then we use the AI to just tweak the automatic notification emails that users get when they enroll into the course, or really any other email notification. And AI can also be used as a content editor, where it can help you just elevate the content quality of your existing text, right? If you have a text into a simple page, not only on ebooks and actual activities. Now let's take a look at what's coming up in AI and LearnWorlds. So what's next? AI in the site builder to build templates, pages, and even a whole website with the AI. AI in the survey builder. So if you want to run surveys, this is going to be a great help. AI in all mass emails. We mentioned that earlier. And more coming up, which we're not going to announce yet, but it should be announced towards the end of the year or start of the next year. So stay tuned to learn more about that. All right, so before we wrap this up, if there's any other questions that perhaps our support agent didn't have the time to go through during this session, do not worry, we will reach out to you via email. Otherwise, you can always reach out to us, and our support team is 24/7, so you can email us over at support@learnworlds.com. So let me stop sharing my screen. And that's it. Thank you for joining our session on how to do more with quality output from AI. Now, as in the beginning, you're going to find a short poll into your screen, so we would appreciate if you could answer that short question for us. So thank you for joining, and take care.